Winbrook Pride Arts and Entertainment, take one.
Greetings. My name is Damon Jones, and welcome to Winbrook Pride, where we keep people before politics, real talk for the community. Tonight we have our guests Mama I Am, Nazarene Duncan, and Cynthia Turnquest Jones. This organization helps families that children have been killed with gun violence. Welcome.
Welcome.
How you doing?
Hi.
Can you tell us what Mama I Am stand for?
Mama I Am. Mama I Am stands for peace, fairness, and Mama I Am. Mama. Mamas are we are mamas. I am a mama.
Great, great. And how did this organization come about?
Mama I Am came about back in March. I was a victim. Well, my children were a victim to some violent crimes in Mount Vernon. And going through my struggles during those times, I wanted to reach out to somebody, and I didn't have nobody to reach out to. But I knew at that point there had to be someone that was feeling what I'm feeling, going through what I'm going through. So I was talking to a couple of other people, and I said, I want to reach out to other people, and maybe we can start a group or something of that nature. And I reached out to Cynthia, Vernell Jones, whose grandson was killed, Barbara Perry, whose nephew was killed, and I'm very close to that family, Corey Cavanis, and several other mothers at the time. And when we got together, we started realizing that a lot of it is connected. They lost their children. My children happen to be survivors of the things that was brought against them. But the other mothers, to this day, don't have no kind of how can I say it? No kind of closure to their children's deaths. And when we got together, we went to meet with the mayor and to find out with the police chief to find out what's going on. We find out that they don't even have a homicide unit. And yet you got these boys that have been dead 4 and 5, 3, 4, and 5 years. So what happens? So Mama I Am, we want to be like a liaison between the police and the community, because the community, I lived in the heart of, what they call the hood at one point, and they don't trust the police, not to even talk or to speak out. So we said, Mama I Am want to be that liaison between the police and the community to try to bring back that trust with the police again, so that they will cooperate and not just these boys just be dropping like flies.
Right. Now, out of the meetings with the mayor and police management, other than finding out that there wasn't any homicide unit, what was the response from law enforcement management about the issues that families of children that have been murdered? What was their response?
Well, it's a mixture. It's different responses. I think that the initial response was basically shocking to them that someone or a group of individuals was coming forth and asking questions. Because in conversation, the majority of them are saying, of the officers are saying, that no one is upset.
Right.
Right? About the entire situation. about the plethora of individuals who are dying day in and day out, and the continual killing back and forth of our own. So the first thing is shock. Then now we have to get into the meat and potatoes of it, of where is the answer, right? And what is the correct answer? So at first they were just giving us answers. That's what my belief is. When are we going to get a homicide unit, right? Now, what do you say to 12 women that are sitting around a table who have lost their sons, grandsons, godsons, nephew? What do you say to them? You want to give them an answer.
Right.
So they gave an answer.
Right.
But that wasn't the right answer because it didn't come. They didn't get a homicide unit.
Right.
It is not that easy. And we didn't learn that until we started talking to more officers.
Right.
So then that's when you realize that you are basically a shoulder to the mothers who are weeping and the officers. Because the officers, they're like, nobody is upset.
Right.
Nobody is coming forth. Nobody is saying anything. And the reason why they're not saying anything, she's a prime example. Then they became a victim. They
Right.
started being shot after and
Right.
things of that nature.
Right.
So right now they put a small police station in the towers.
Levis's Towers.
Yeah,
Right.
Levis's
Right.
Towers in Mount Vernon. And I'm thinking, after they did that, I'm thinking to myself, maybe the homicide unit isn't what Mount Vernon needs alone. Mount Vernon needs something else other than just the homicide unit. We need some sort of unity. We need peace. The homicide unit is not going to bring peace,
Right.
right?
Right.
So it may not even bring closure. There's one lady that we meet with. Every time I see her, she cries, and I don't know what to say to her any longer. I can't even say to her, how are you doing today?
Yeah.
All I do is just hug her. You could tell that she's been crying.
Right. Right.
And her son died in 2008. So we need peace, and with peace come love, and with that come activities in the neighborhood where people are joined together. Yes, we're not going to get along. No, all of the crime is not going to go away, but something else needs to be done other than just the homicide unit. So then that's when we changed the name to Mama I Am, because at first we had Mothers Against Guns and Violence. So we said, no, we need to get something peaceful in there, something where mamas are mamas.
Right.
Spoke to Chief Roland, or is it Roland with a D? And he said, I said, you were brought up wild mama, right? And you know a mama's love, right? Well, we need to bring that back to the community.
That's right. That's right. Now, as mothers, and you look at the city of Mount Vernon, and you compare now Mount Vernon, the issues with crime and violence isn't different than other cities that have high African American populations. For example, in Chicago, they are now outnumbering homicides in just the city of Chicago than soldiers in Afghanistan. They're leading more homicides than soldiers in Afghanistan this year. So what can we do as a community, from y'all being mothers, to try to address this with our own youth? Because we see lack of jobs, poor education, no outlets for the youth in the community. Anything that they have to do positive, they have to leave the city. So as mothers, what do y'all look for your children to do in the city, to make for things that they could do positive?
I believe that, for one, you got to start from the root. We got, I work for the Mount Vernon City School District. And in working for the district, I see a lot of kids coming from different cultures and different backgrounds. but I believe that we have a lot of young parents, and we gotta like educate those young parents on how to be parents, because I think that's where where a lot of it stems from, the background that they come from, and excuse me, for those young parents to know that there is more to fight for your kids for. I mean, I would like to see the kids get training, job training, have like after school vocational programs, after school college prep programs, educational based programs, a lot of peer to peer type of groups, to get these kids their thought process changed. Because I talk to the kids a lot today, and from the minority groups that I've been around and lived around, they don't have hope. They don't have none. They don't. There is no hope. The hope is lost. Bring that back. When I was coming up, we had hope. We had dreams.
Right.
We had the big dreams.
Right.
And that's not there no more. I don't hear the little kids dream anymore.
Wow.
I don't hear that. And it's been years. I'm hoping to do this. I hope this is not there. So just to try to change that. And when I was growing up, the adults in the community, you looked up to them. You wanted to be like them. And the kids today, it's just not there. I think that TV and technology age and era has taken over. It's like our children. We got to take it back and be physical in the whole thing.
What do you think?
There's a book by Rev Run, Take Back Your Family. And in the book, there's the different chapters where he go through snapshots of how to take back your family, but he's giving the examples of what they do, and it's what we did. Sitting at the table, having conversation, right? Taking walks, bringing back the spirit. The spirit is lost. When you get a 6th grader who's graduating from elementary school who tells you that they're not going to graduation, that's a caution. Everything should be celebrated.
That's right.
There's no celebrations going on. Maybe it's because they feel as though that they have to look a certain way. So then you bring the uniforms into the school.
That's right.
So that won't happen.
That's right.
Right. The spirit of the children are broken because the spirit of the parents are broken. Right? My father's from the Bahamas and my mother's from Belize, Central America. Right? So that's the first strike. The second strike, they have a green card. Right? But they didn't let that get to them and break their spirit. They were tenacious. They persevered. We need to get that tenacity back, that perseverance back. She spoke about educating the young parents, right? Jeffrey Canada in Harlem, he makes sure that all these parents have to be educated. So that means that parents like us will be liaisons and mentors to those parents and help those parents. And there has to be a better way. It takes a village. We are not a village right now. We're not a village. We're in our cars, we're driving by, we're shaking our head when we see them with the pants hanging off the tail, and we're not saying anything. There's a fight at the school and people are scared. But if everyone get out the car at the same time, then you won't be scared. That's the village.
That's right.
The village have to come out. So we need things in place in Mount Vernon to start bringing the village out and get Mount Vernon back. you cannot get it back to the way it used to be, but you can make it better.
Right.
Could definitely
Right?
be better.
You can definitely make it better.
Right.
Every day when I'm driving down Sanford Boulevard in Pelham, they have a big banner and they're telling you different things that's going on in their town. Either once a week or every other week, there's something different going on. Drug education, computer education, many different things. Everybody have to come together. We have to come back together as a village.
Now, part of the village, an important part of the village is men. As you well know, I'm a correction officer, and I had a young man come to me and say, while he was locked up, he says that he has to come to jail to see positive black men. You know, the correction officers there that talk to him, that take time with him, because his father wasn't there, and he didn't have positive male role models. Now, we spoke about this off the record before, about the men being visual in the community, and being that role model for young men in the city of Mount Vernon. How is that important from Mama's perspective?
Men, I think it's very important. That I raised 2 boys as a single mother, and I can tell you it's hard, because there's things that, I mean, I played the mother and the father role, and I think I did a good job, but there's just certain things that I can't or couldn't give them that man being there could.
Right.
Just that presence
Right.
alone, you know, that different kind of respect that children will give to men as they do women. And I see the same thing in the school. We got a lot of kids that come from single parent homes, and the boys give us a hard way to go because they don't have that respect for women. But if a male teacher or something come in the room, it's instant respect. You know, so I think it's really, really important. You know, to speak of men, there's a group out of the Bronx called Fathers Alive in the Hood.
Yeah.
And I have met them, and I found these guys to be like really, really, I mean, I'm at a loss for words for the things that they do
Right.
for their community.
That's right.
and stepping up. And, you know, Brother Amin Muhammad
Hafiz.
and Minister
Hafiz.
Hafiz had came up, and they had did a rally for us, and I met these guys, and the first thing they looked around the audience, and they was like, "Where's the men?" You know, it was a lot of women there, and it was, you know, men from different organizations. But they're saying, like, where are the men? They looking around. We're in the heart of where projects is, and yet the city's in turmoil. And he look around, and he see like 1 or 2 men sprinkled. So I think that if the guys step up, you know, maybe we will have some sort of change. Step up, not really step up and step out. Don't
Right.
only step up and step out.
Right.
And, you know, don't be afraid to go to those rough neighborhoods, because that's who need it most. You know, we can have people that, you know, go through Mount Vernon, or they go through 4th Avenue, or they go through First Street. That's not where it's hurting right now.
Right.
Go
Right.
to the areas where it's hurting and reach out, because a lot of these young boys today, I talk to them, I get a lot of respect from some of them, but I feel like they're reaching out, they're
Yes, they
screaming
are.
out,
Yes, they are.
you
Yes,
know,
they are.
and you just got to hear in between the things that they're saying. They're trying to keep a tough persona going, but behind that they're saying, "Help me," you know, and you can't judge them, you know, because they're young right now. Sonia Brown from the NAACP put up a posting the other day, and I started like sharing it with people because it was a photo of Malcolm X in his younger days, and Malcolm X as Malcolm X as a man. If we would have judged him from there, we would have never.
That's right.
Had thought that he would come to be. So we can't give up on him now. The youth is real important right now. That's the future that's coming up.
And you're correct. Me being raised by a single mother myself, she took it upon herself and brought a lot of positive male role models. She worked at that time. She worked for IBM, so she had the younger brothers that worked there to come by and take me out, and I would always see men in suits. You understand what I'm saying? So, and that has left the impression on me till today.
Right.
To if you're about business, you wear a suit.
That's right.
And that's what I was taught by gentlemen that she put me around. So it can be done. The impressions can be put there. And I tell the young brothers, even that's locked up or on the street, you can change, but you have to have the will to change, and you have to have the proper role models, because they don't know. Sometimes we think that they do know, but they're children. They don't know, and they have to be taught the right way, because there's so many other things on the outside that is teaching them the wrong way and showing them the wrong way. What do you think about that, Sam?
The lack of showing the end result is what is not there, right? So my sons, I'm married, my husband always have my boys and have them in some of the stuff I don't think it make any sense, but I'm a woman.
Right.
So but they don't only have my husband, they also have my brother, they have my brother's friends, they have my fraternity brothers, Omega Psi Phi, and I have one of my Omega brothers, Byron Womack, who's the assistant principal at Portchester Middle School. He calls for them all the time. Tell the boys, get ready, put their clothes on, we're going to an event, right? Then they also have my dad. My father-in-law just passed away a couple of months ago, but they have Papa Jones as well, right? So the longevity of men are there.
That's right.
So this notion of they are not needed is the thing that needs to be discussed. That is false.
Right.
They are needed.
Right.
Because I am 100% sure that if in Mount Vernon it was a step up of men and upstanding men, that the plethora of violence as the way it is wouldn't continue constantly over and over and over again, because they're coming outside.
That's right.
Listen, this is not going to take place. So getting back to the root again, raising these boys to become men. And what is a man? Right? What is their definition of a man?
That's right.
Give them examples. Show them. You have to take them out. And you have to bring others in to show them the example. When Minister Louis Farrakhan was there in Mount Vernon on Sunday, there was a sea of men. And that's how it should be when you go to a play at a school. That's how it should be when you go to a graduation. That's how it should be when you go for parent-teacher night conference.
That's right.
That's how it should be when it's trick-or-treating. That's how it should be, right? So once again, we have to get back to not the way that it used to be, but some of the things that kept that family real tight, and bring it back. You have some men, okay, and women who may have struggled when they were in school. That is a shackle that is tearing you apart. So then you have to do something about that.
That's right.
You got to get that shackle off of you. How are you going to help your son if you can't help yourself?
That's right.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
So the first thing is to have courage to say, I don't know how to do that. Let's learn this together. At Graham Elementary School, the principal there have classes where you can go to on Saturdays with your child. I don't go because anything algebra, geometry, trigonometry, that's not my thing, right? Projects and things of that nature, I love that. My husband go and learn the new type of math, different ways on how to divide and subtract and multiply and things of that nature. So they need to get that, you know, and bring them out and call the dad. When you see the dad come to the school, hey, listen, brother, can you come here and come here? They will come.
Yeah, and
They will.
And that's what's definitely needed. But I'm sorry, we run out of time. I know we get into it, but as we close, is any information if they want to contact Mama I Am? Do you have information for them?
The website is www.mamaim.weebly, which is weebly.com. And when you go on there, that you could contact us either through the email or you can contact us, make a comment, and we will definitely get in contact with you.
Again, I'd like to thank y'all for coming. We will definitely have y'all back because there's other issues in the community that we know y'all have been outspoken on.
Nice.
Thank you for watching Winbrook Pride, where we keep people before politics and real talk for the community. Have a great night.